Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today I have another episode of Sunday Mailbox for you guys. This is a series I do on my channel where you guys submit me questions, be them Battlefield related, gaming related, and then I give my opinion on those questions. And so if you would like to submit your own question, you can do so by sending me a YouTube message with the title line Q&A, and it could potentially be featured in an upcoming episode. So the first question is, we already have voice commands for I need ammo, but do you think DICE should add them to vehicles? For instance, if a chopper pilot presses the flare/ECM button before theirs were recharged, it would send an automatic voice command to the gunner saying use your flares or something similar. So this is an absolutely fantastic suggestion. I honestly think that DICE needs to look into something along these lines. There have been suggestions earlier from other players who say that there just needs to be some sort of mechanism to allow both the pilot and the gunner to know, first of all, when the person is flared and when their allies or their teammates' flare or ECM is down, and so that it's now their turn to use their own, and also just to know what your partner is using as for their perk setup or their specialization. So if they're using flares, ECM, are they using the TV missile or the guided missiles, just so that they have an idea as to how they should approach different situations. And that's just not how it works right now. If you are getting into an attack helicopter with a random, it really won't last very long. You get shot out of the sky very quickly because there is just no way or no mechanism right now for you to communicate. I mean, sure, you could type it out, but if you're typing when gunning or if you're typing while piloting, you're probably not going to last very long in the first place. So I completely agree. I do believe that there needs to be some sort of mechanism that allows the chopper pilot to communicate with the gunner and vice versa. I mean, it just needs to be in the game. The next question is, and this is a short one, in the Armored Kill DLC, there will be the largest map ever in Battlefield 3. Do you think that this map should be changed for consoles because of the limited amount of people on each server? So I kind of already mentioned this in a previous video when the DLCs were first announced, and yeah, I do think that DICE is going to have to scale down the map for this largest Battlefield map ever. I don't see how it would be even enjoyable if they kept it in the same parameters as the 64-man servers for PC. But that in mind, yeah, it kind of sucks that you're going to get a smaller map, or even if you get the large map, you're not going to be able to find many people to kill, and it probably will just be vehicle-on-vehicle action, which for some players that's fine, and if you enjoy that kind of playstyle, I'm sure console players or players from consoles are really going to enjoy that. But if you're more into infantry combat and you're more into fast-paced gameplay, this large map probably is not going to suit your needs. But on the flip side, you have to remember that the Close Quarter DLC, which is going to come out in June, is going to be, of course, close quarter. So you're going to have maps that are much smaller, and I'm assuming that this is going to be much more enjoyable for console players who have experienced, Casting Border or Operation Firestorm, where only having 24 players isn't that enjoyable because there's just so much map to cover, and you don't come across enemies that often. So yeah, it kind of sucks that this largest map ever isn't going to probably be the best for consoles. It's probably going to be fantastic for PC because you can take full advantage of the 64-slot servers. But like I said, you have to remember that the Close Quarter DLC is going to be coming out first, and that 24-slot server or 24 people on a map is probably going to be a lot more fun for those close quarter maps, and you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck for that DLC. I'm not going to say that the Armored Kill DLC isn't going to be fun for console players, but it just may not be as action-packed compared to the PC counterpart. So the final question for today is that one thing that they added in the patch is the ability to purchase all the unlocks that people haven't gotten yet. So co-op guns, kit weapons, vehicle attachments. What is your opinion on this? I personally think DICE shouldn't have done this, and people should unlock these themselves. So to be honest, the first time I heard about this, I was kind of outraged at EA. I assumed that they were just trying to nickel and dime their players, they were trying to milk Battlefield 3 for all it's worth, and that is probably one side of the story. But to be honest, it's been 6 months since the game was released, and if you're a newer player and you're getting into Battlefield 3, going into trying to unlock all of the weapons, all of the the vehicle attachments or the vehicle specializations, it's a daunting task, and you're at a disadvantage, to be honest. If you get into a tank, you don't have the specializations, you're probably not going to be as useful compared to someone who's been playing Battlefield 3 from the very start and has all the attachments and all of the specialization unlocks. You're just not going to be as useful. So yeah, it does kind of suck that they are requiring you to pay money to get these unlock attachments attachments, but if you're a newer player, I can see why you might go down this route. Because like I said, you are a hindrance to your team if you get into the attack helicopter and you don't have your flares, you don't have the your ECM, you don't have the TV missile. You're just not as effective as someone who is in the attack helicopter with everything and has been playing for a lot longer. Not only that, but if you just bought the game and you just bought this, this DLC or whatever it's called and got all the attachments, you're probably still going to get your face kicked in by players who've been playing for hundreds of hours. You're not going to have an advantage because, yeah, you're going to have these specializations, but you're just not going to know exactly what they do. You don't have the experience, and you're just not going to be as effective, even though you have these attachments. So, yeah, I'm sure it's EA just trying to nickel and dime you, but to be honest, after giving it some thought, I'm not as outraged as I was when I first heard about it. For newer players, like I said, it is a daunting task to get in this game and to have so many unlocks to achieve, so many things that you want to unlock, but it just takes hours upon hours to get there, and it can turn someone off from the game. So yeah, it sucks, but I can see why they put it in there, and for newer players, I think it's going to be a good thing. But yeah, guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, I would appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more videos. If you would like to submit your own question, be it gaming related or Battlefield related, you can do so by sending me a YouTube message with the title line Q&A, and it could potentially be featured in an upcoming episode. But yeah, until next time, have a good one, and take it easy.